Hey boys and girls, welcome. I'm Tracy Vertucci. This is I've Got Your Number. Today we're going to talk about the case of Gabby, Petito, and Brian Laundrie. Now I'm going to do this particular read only on birthdays because that's all that I have. I don't have a middle name for Brian. I don't have a middle name for Gabrielle. So if you have those, and it's from a credible source, would you please leave them in the comments? Because then I can do the full path of destiny, soul vibrations, outer personalities, all of that. Although, just with their birthdays, this is super, super telling. So if you haven't hit subscribe yet, do that because you're going to want to. And go ahead and like it right now. You can unlike it later. All right. That's all I had to say about that, okay? So let's get right to it. All right, let's get into their life lessons. So Gabby is born March 19th, 1999. When I combine those numbers, I come up with a 50, which is a 5 vibration, 10 of cups. It's a 50. Okay, now what is it with 5s? 5s are discipline, freedom, of course. They hate to be told what to do. They have a hard time resting unless they're super, super tired because they're afraid of missing out on something. They can be a little dramatic. They like drama. So if there's no dramas going on around them, sometimes they'll create it until they figure out that isn't as much fun as they thought it was. Now, if I break down her 19 down to a 10, that would make her a 41, which is also a 5, of course. Your Ace of Cups. So this Ace of Cups, you know, that's always about the relationship, about the feelings, all of that. And she's a Pisces. So it doesn't surprise me that no matter which way that you do her numbers, that she is going to be in cups, in water. Okay. Now let's look at Brian. Brian's born November 18th, 1997. When I add those up, I get a 55, which is a 1. This is your Ace of Swords vibration. Now, if I break him down lower, I get a 46, 6 of Cups. They're both 1 vibrations, of course. If you're working a 55, not only do you have Gabby's 5, but then you have double that. So anything, pluses and minuses, double. But those 2 5s come together and create a 1. Now, 1s are more narcissistic than most numbers, and I should know because I'm an 11. I mean, listen to me going on about me. Let's talk about you. What do you think about me? Okay, anyway. Yeah, so these 2 have gotten together and broken up on 3 different occasions, okay? This 46 is always letting somebody from the past back in. And if it's like this, do not go back to the past relationship. It's not going to have the right results, okay? This 55 means that no matter how much he was kissing that cop's ass, this guy is really sharp-tongued and he doesn't hold back, okay? So when you get somebody, and you know, he's a water as well, he's a Scorpio, but that 55 is just so headstrong and just go, go, go. And sometimes they don't think, you know, and they'll jump from this to this to this to this. So to calm down a 55 is challenging, to say the least. When we put these 2 together, I had all of this written down. When I put them together, we get, it's a 6. So, however, it goes a little bit higher than that. It actually goes this. This is making choices. We're making choices in love. When I see a 6 relationship, 6 relationships are, I love you, but if only you would change. 6 relationships have a really hard time accepting things the way that they are because they all paint a perfect picture in their head and want to create that. Meanwhile, the 2 people are just being who they are. But that fantasy white picket fence future is in their heads, and it can make you make really poor choices and not see people the way that they are. It's the rose-colored glasses card for me, and the rose-colored glasses relationship. When things start going south, You need to see it. You need to see it. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Okay? Now, let's look at, because I don't have their full names, and because they're under the age of 27, I'm going to look at their divine triangle in giant blocks. So what I do is I take your name, and each one has its own number value. You add it together, and that's your first 27 years of life. Each one of those 27-year blocks has a 9 cycle, a 9 cycle, a 9 cycle, a 9-year cycle where you're in a subsection, was what I would call that. So Gabby, in her first 27 years, is in a solid 13, which is your death card. Brian is in a 40, Page of Cups. So this is all about a Page of Cups. A 4 is afraid of being alone. They, and they're both 4s, they're both 4s, okay, in this section. Sometimes skipping steps, not learning from mistakes. We've had a few go-arounds with this couple and they keep getting back together expecting a different outcome. That's a 4 lesson. Doing the same thing that you always did and expecting a different outcome. However, when I put those two together, I get a 53. Knight of Swords, chaotic energy, very, very karmic. So I'm going to say that this relationship dates back lifetimes. Okay. And the point was to see it and learn from it. Let's look at our subsection that we're in. So right now I'm looking at a block from 18 years old to 27 years old. Well, both of them are right in there. This is Gabby's. Gabby's in a 2. High Priestess. Look beneath the surface. See things the way that they really are. There are secrets to be revealed. Okay. 2. Same situation, Brian is in an 18, which is a 9, the moon, paranoia. Also feeling that there's more going on beneath the surface than what they know about. We put those two together, one person secretive, another person secretive, and we get a 20, judgment. Whenever a toxic relationship thinks that one party is hiding something from the other, they use bad judgment, okay? That's what's going on there. It was a judgment call. There's a lot of stuff going on. I need you to fix this, this, and this. I love you, but if only you do this, or it's just there's a lot going on there. Now, my 20s, these are your control freaks right here as well. Yes, judgment. Judge of others, judge yourself. Judgment, if it's not worked correctly, can be a really, really tough combination to have together. And that's where they were in this 9-year cycle, okay? 27-year block, meaning from 0 to 27 years old. We have Gabby, we have Brian, okay? But now, in this point, things have changed, okay? Both need. This one, Gabby needed to listen to her guidance. He was paranoid. Okay, so let's move on. So let me also address what I call a karmic relationship. You hear this from me a lot. 8s are very karmic numbers. Anything that's toxic that you're supposed to walk away from can be super karmic. Your soul needed to learn the lesson. And sometimes the lesson isn't to stick it out. When we're young, we are so freaking tenacious. It's make a relationship work at any cost, doesn't matter what. We have to make this work even though it's completely destroying you, okay? Here's the lesson, and it's very simple. Love yourself more. Not less, more. Taking shit from people and being around people that treat you bad is not loving yourself more. Having the courage to walk away is loving yourself more. Easier said than done, right? How many people have been in toxic relationships? Good Lord. You have to get down to what's motivating me to be in this relationship. What's motivating me to have this person put me on the back burner? Be a dick. Be overcritical. Be there's so much that goes wrong. What motivates me to be here? It's that expectancy that when you get together, things are going to be different. Things are going to change. Oh, he's an alcoholic. It's okay. He'll get over that when he's with me. Oh, she's got a massive pain pill habit. That's okay. She'll get over that when she's with me. Well, she's kind of a bitch, but she'll be okay. He's really kind of an asshole, but I'm I get it. No, those are excuses. So the whole point is to love ourselves more. And once you do that and you rid those people and you start seeing it going down that narcissistic path of bullshit, it's like, okay, I've been down this road before. I remember this. I've got the bumper stickers. I got the fucking t-shirt. I'm not doing this anymore, okay? That's the whole goal. Love yourself more. So I'm going to look at their personal years. Now, personal year means the month of your birth, the day of your birth, combined with what year it is right now. And I run these from birthday to birthday. Okay, so you'll be in that vibration until your birthday. A few months before into a few months after, it can start to pick up the new vibration that's coming in. So Gabby had her birthday in March, but Brian hasn't had his yet. So I'm going to take the 2021, which to me I make a 23, for Gabby because she's already had a birthday this year. But Brian is still out there. So he's going to be in the 2020 vibration, which I make a 22. I don't break them all the way down. So that makes Gabby this year 45-9. That's some sadness. That's some looking back over the past, wondering what went wrong, instead of picking up those 2 cups and moving on and realizing that not everybody can be a winner. Not everybody's going to win. Somebody doesn't treat you right, pick up those cups and move on. Don't look back over the past and think, oh, well, maybe it could be different. Okay. Brian is in a 51-6, King of Swords. So this is your harsh, cutting person, very mental, mixing with someone whose heart is broken. Now, because we are in September and his birthday is in November, we're getting very close to this, which is his next vibration, 52-7, Queen of Swords. That's betrayal, woman. So the focus is definitely going to be on her for his upcoming cycle. Okay. Now, I put those 2 together and I come up with a 96. 9 plus 6, 15, double. This is a toxic relationship. You can see both of those people in this picture can easily take those chains off their neck and escape, but they don't. They choose to stay in their drama and in their nightmare. And that always ends badly. Now, if we move it in to Brian's next birthday, it's going to go into a 16 combination. Ground going out from under you. Not good. Crumbling, complete destruction. Okay. And I don't think this one can be rebuilt. All right. So let's move on to our next section, which is going to be our personal month. So I take your personal year. So if Gabby's in a 45, I'm going to take that and I'm going to add the month to it. But I'm going to go back to August because August is important since that's when we lost her. What do I get for Gabby? Her personal month was a 53. This is your Knight of Swords. Now, where did we see this before? This is the total destruction in their 27-year block. Here it is. That's where she is in August. Brian, 59, stabbing in the back, one-upsmanship. These are 2 very headstrong people coming together and it not really working out very well. The ultimate toxicity, okay? I can tell she wears her heart on her sleeve. He gives off a real Chris Watts vibe as far as just, oh, I'm sorry, officer. Oh, I'm so sorry I did that. I'm so sorry. I have a problem with that because why are you kissing his ass and yet your girlfriend's crying? This is a mess. Everything's a nightmare. I liked the part where he said, well, I was trying to make her calm down. Have you ever tried to make somebody calm down? Have you ever been able to make somebody calm down when somebody's freaking blowing up, you know? Can you make them calm down? Do you know what's the worst thing you can say? You need to calm down. When somebody says, you know what, you need to calm down. Does that make you calm down? How about when they lock you out of your automobile and hang your shit up on the back and lock you out of your van and take off because you need some space. Does that make you calm down? Think about how you would react. I would lose my fucking mind and I would beat the living shit out of him. Just saying. Sorry, but I would, because it would piss me off. Okay, now, and I can tell you, yeah, I've been there. I've been in that kind of a relationship where somebody tried to make me calm down. Psycho, all right? So you'll always be the bad guy in that scenario because somebody's trying to make you calm down. It's a total gaslight. So you fucking piss somebody off. You push all their buttons and then you say, you need to calm down. Gaslight. Gaslight. So when we put those two together, four, 13, 4. This is our structure. These are our rules. These are the way that things need to be. This is somebody, using their power, being bossy. And what's interesting is that all of these things are major arcana. This is why I'm saying all of these are major spiritual lessons that they came together for. And it was all about, in the end, breaking the cycle, loving ourselves more, and breaking apart and realizing it's the best thing to do. It's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. You make that choice to separate because this isn't going to get any better. And anybody who thinks, well, the longer we're together, it'll get better. It doesn't get better, okay? Let's look at September. September, Gabby is in a 54-9. Now remember, her personal year is a 45. This is a 54. So it's just reversed. That's an upsetting message, a call to action. Very upsetting, very, oh my God, she just took my cat. My neighbor girl just took Jules. I gotta try to get him back. Interesting, okay. I know it's my cat because her cat doesn't have a tail and mine does. Jules? Well, at least I know where he is. Okay, sorry. All right, here comes Brian. He's in a 60. Look at that. That's somebody who's fleeing from the crap that's behind him, taking off, road trips, drives over by water, or just simply leaving. In the background, if you turn it upside down and use it in this negative stance, from the frying pan into the fire, you flee, it's going to cause you more problems. And when I put those together, what do I get again? I get a 6. Poor choice, really poor choice. So the lovers doesn't always mean love, relationship, soulmates. It means you have a choice and you need to see situations the way that they are, okay? So it's very interesting that he took off. To me, I just don't get why it doesn't take less to arrest somebody. And I know for people who maybe have been falsely accused, that's kind of a shitty thing to say, but you came back with her vehicle, her property, without her, and you're not saying where she is. Well, really, unless your name is on that, that's stealing. That's criminal behavior. Oh, here comes my Julie back. I knew he'd come back, right? Here he comes down the stairs. All right, yay. Tragedy averted. Okay. This relationship is just so toxic and it's so spiritual. It's on such a huge level of soul growth. And I feel bad. I feel bad for her because I can see, it just broke my heart to see her crying and to see her just trying to talk and saying, oh, it was my fault. I was doing this. That's a head game. He has convinced her that it's her fault. This is all your fault. If you'd stop doing this would happen. So she took the blame on herself, saying that she's being OCD. I mean, you can be like that if she likes things neat, and somebody's not neat. That's, first of all, it's hard to blend that, okay? You get somebody who gets more anal retentive with somebody who's a slob. It's hard to blend that unless you're willing to say, you know what? I see you for the slob that you are, and I see you for the perfectionist that you are. I will allow you to clean up my messes for me, okay? But expecting one person to change or the other person to change in order for the other person to be happy, no. We don't do that. That's this, okay? We don't do that. It's so unfortunate. And they're young. They're young. I mean, shit, if I go back to being, 22 and 23, I was a fucking idiot. I still am. It took me a long time. Some people are here to learn through their relationships, and so their relationships are rather transient. It's not someone who's going to marry their high school sweetheart and stay together forever. For whatever reason, they just kept going back to it. Just kept going back to it, thinking it's going to be better, and it's not going to be better. Okay? So, I will break down into days on my next video, but in the meantime, I need middle names for these two. Since this has gotten such national coverage, I'm thinking that they should find him pretty soon. Now, if he did decide to make a decision to be sneaky and try to get away with stuff, for October, he'll be in a 61-7, which is your 7 of Swords that I did not pull out before I started this reading. There's that sneaky fucker right there saying, I'm going to take this and get out of here before it gets hot in here. Okay, so he would go from this to this, which would make sense because his new personal year is this, another 7, 52-7. Queen of Swords. So that's what I've got so far. If you want a personal reading, I do those. It's tracy.vertucci@gmail.com. That's the only email that I tend to see things on. Let me know your thoughts. If you haven't hit like it. If you hate it, go ahead and downturn it. And don't forget to subscribe, kids. See you soon. Bye.